Tonight we've got something special. Our guest is writer and director Tyler Russell. You know him from The Cyst, and tomorrow the world will know him for his brand new found footage horror, The Hem.
So I didn't work it into a script, but he let me know that it is not tomorrow. It is a couple days later, right?
Hey man, Andy Films, let's go.
A couple days later. But we got to see The Hem, and tonight Tyler is pulling up a chair to talk about the process, the vision, and what it takes to bring new movies into the world.
Big episode doesn't even cover it.
And don't forget, tonight we are wrapping up our Cannibal Holocaust 4K giveaway, courtesy of Monster Mall Shop. If you, there it is. If you follow the rules following Monster Mall Shop and us on Instagram, as well as subscribed on YouTube, you are in.
But you can still snag bonus entries just by being here live. Comment here during the stream and with your Instagram handle so we know it's you.
So that's the beauty of this place. It's not just a show. It's an online pub. It's a community, and you in the audience are part of it.
So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and settle in.
Because this is the Dread broadcast, and tonight's round is a big one. Everyone raise your glass because we're about to welcome Tyler Russell.
Tyler, thanks for pulling up a chair with us tonight, buddy.
Hey guys, glad to be here. This is super cool. This is a lot of fun. This is awesome.
All right, so let's dig into The Hem a little bit. You were kind enough to provide everybody in the panel with screeners. So I know quite a few of us got to see it. I don't know if everybody did yet, but I kind of, let's kick it off. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit for those who might not be familiar with The Cyst, or not many people have seen The Hem yet, but introduce yourself a little bit. Yeah.
Were you guys surprised that it wasn't a football movie?
Every time I Googled it, that's what I got. So
yeah, it's like Transformers and Transmorphers. You just never know. Yeah, I'm Tyler Russell. I'm a Fort Worth-based filmmaker. I'm in Texas. I've been doing it for over 15 years and working on stuff as a camera guy. And then I started doing my own stuff. So that was the Hem is my fourth feature film, and it was a lot of fun. Cyst, that came out during COVID, so that was a really weird film that it played everywhere, but we didn't get to see it in theaters or anything. So this one's nice because we've had 2 screenings already, and it's been really nice to watch it with a crowd and just to feel it again and get that energy that you need when you're a filmmaker. And so, yeah, we're all really proud of this one. This one was not easy to make, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it's good. Yeah. But you said Cannibal Holocaust, and that's really funny because like that's where a big inspiration of The Hem came from, with the documentary style that they did.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. So
I love that. So I was talking to Monster Mall before this and thinking about an appropriate giveaway to do with The Hem.
Yeah.
And what better than the most notorious found footage movie ever made? So
yeah, we don't go as crazy as that movie. But, oh my god!
Honestly, thankfully, the Cannibal Holocaust was a one-time watch for me.
Yeah.
But let's get into. So I want to know a little bit more about the process of The Hem. Of making The Hem? What is the difference directing a movie like The Cyst and then a movie like a found footage film like The Hem? I imagine the process is very different because your actors are holding cameras for found footage.
Yeah.
So that's my question.
Yeah. So the place we filmed in, it's this old preservation hall. It used to be a Methodist church. And there's a whole side of the building that no one has used for over 50 years. And so I run a ping pong club. It's a ping pong coffee. We play ping pong and drink coffee. And they were like, hey, you do movies, right? I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, you should see the other side of the building. And I was like, okay. And they open up this metal door, slide it up, and there's like stuff everywhere. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it's like they have left it for 100 years and not done anything with it. So as they're taking me through, I'm just like, this is like a multi-million-dollar horror film set. they've got everything here. They're not using it. And then we walk into a room where there's probably 100 old antique wedding dresses that are on 2 massive carousels. And I'm like, what do y'all do with those dresses? They're like, oh, well, we used to have weddings here, and we just have left them for theaters to use and things like that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to write a movie using that because that's insane and it's incredible. And I'm scared walking around this building. So let me bring in people that don't know this building. And that's kind of how the whole film happened. It was just like, I couldn't even walk in there by myself. And I just said, it's meant to be. So I do ping pong on Mondays. And as I'm there, I'm just kind of sitting around and looking at the place and thinking of places they can go and how's it going to work and what floors we need to go on. And there's some stuff that some of it was like, don't walk in that room because there's not a floor. It's just like, okay, we won't do that. But it just made a lot of sense. It was like for found footage and getting into it and watching all the stuff that's being made now. Technology's gotten better. Cameras have gotten better. I'm a camera guy at heart, so I kind of understand how to put stuff together, multi-clip stuff, and use multiple cameras at the same time. I just wanted this movie to feel like they're actually in there and they're actually holding the camera, and it's not like when you watch the old Blair Witch, the new Blair Witch, it's 2 different movies, and it takes away the fun out of the old one with the new one for me. And I want that if it's a found footage film, you want to feel like they're in danger and they're actually there, and not like, oh, let's rack focus to the background, things like that. So that's what I was interested in, was doing a found footage film that it felt real, it felt right, and you didn't know what was going to happen. So that's how the whole thing started, and then the ball just kept rolling.
That's awesome. That actually answered a couple of my other questions that I have. So anybody else, you can feel free to jump in at any point. But I'm going to ask a little bit more practically on set. What's your role like for a found footage movie? Are you ducking behind corners and telling them?
Or I blew a lot of shots. So indie film. A lot of these people have worked with me before. So it was like they knew that what they were getting into, which was, Tyler's going to throw me into this thing and I'm going to have to make it work. That's mostly how it goes. I have a lot of stuff in my head. Sometimes I let it get to the actors and sometimes I don't. And the ones that have worked with me, they understand it and they get it. And they're just like, I'll say something and it'll kind of make sense. They'll go, oh yeah, okay. And then they'll figure it out. The main actress, it was her first time working with me, and that was definitely like, she was like, wait, what am I doing? Like, what? I'm holding the camera, but after the first day, everybody got it. Cause we had cameras strapped on people the entire time. We had people holding the camera, trying to do their scenes, and they had never rehearsed it like that. The camera operator, Micah in the film, that was his first time ever touching a red camera. And wow. It all works out. Like every shot in the movie, I feel like, works, and it's not like super sloppy, and you're not going to puke watching the film.
No. Can confirm.
And George Hardy has the camera on him. Judd has the camera on him. Like everybody has, the actors are double duty for sure in this film. But the caveat to all that is there's 2 iPads that show both of we use DJI Osmos in the film. And I have to take both thumbs and I have a joystick on the monitor. And so I'm trying to frame to make it look right and trying to frame the gags and trying to do that. And sometimes the cameras would just like go haywire because they're gimbals and they would just go nuts. And I was like, I just sit there and just wait until they were done and hope that something happened. So there's a lot of times when I was editing, I was just like, oh man, sure wish we had another day. We shot the movie in 7 days. So impressive. That was not enough time to do this thing.
Yeah.
Definitely could have used 3 more days. But yeah, it was a lot.
Right on.
I've had a day off.
You do? In Irving, I want to go check out that location. Now
really?
It. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, come tomorrow night.
Oh,
We're playing the movie at the location we shot at.
no, I'm not doing anything tomorrow night. I'm actually.
Oh, come on.
Nice.
There we go.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Appearance.
It's
Lucky.
Weird Wednesday. It's one
I'm
of
about
the
to catch a
coolest
bus,
movie
man.
events that they do ever. I mean, it's so cool. Once a month they play a mystery movie, and it's all like really, really fun movies. And it's just like the best crowd you can imagine. You're also in the real Rose Chapel, and you watch a movie, and it's awesome. There's vendors everywhere, and you just feel at home every time you go there. The guy Greg runs it. He's amazing guy that loves movies. You guys would love him so much.
Heck yeah.
So Jonathan, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
That is awesome, Jonathan. We need pictures. We'll get them posted.
Oh, and George Hardy will be there also.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
okay. So set up for my next question. What is it like working?
Yes.
I love, like, George Hardy. I know of George Hardy. I actually first discovered George through the "Is It Worst Movie Ever Made" documentary.
Yeah.
And then I went back and watched Troll 2. And he just seems like such a genuine, awesome person. What's it like working with him? I love seeing him in this movie.
Yeah. So the first movie I ever did was called Here Comes Rusty, and it was a comedy. And George, we filmed it in Alabama. George lived in Alabama, and kind of called him last minute to do a cameo. And he kind of was like, what's the movie? What's going on? I'm a dentist in real life. I don't know. And then last minute he came in, and I remember I was having a hard time with one of my actors who like kept just, it was Bruce Hampton, who didn't know any of the lines in the movie, and he's the lead actor. So I was like really upset. And then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey buddy." And I turn around and it's George. And I thought George was going to be like 7 foot tall. And I've never seen him in real life. And I like look down, I'm like, "George?" And he's like, "Hey," and he gives me a big hug and he like lifts me up. And I'm like, okay, this guy's going to be a lot of fun. So out of that entire movie, I mean, the day when we had George, the entire cast and crew and everybody around, just, they had smiles on their faces. He was the nicest guy. He was working hard. He was thanking everybody. He was asking everybody what they were doing. And I was just like, man, it's a lot of fun to be working with these cool actors and these really talented people. I was like, but if you can work with people that feel like family, that's way more important. And that's what I'm going to take doing my career and what I want to do. And so I would choose George every movie, and that's what I've done. So, yeah. I love George to death, and he is so much fun to work with. And you can talk to anybody that has worked with that man, and they will tell you exactly the same.
All right. I've asked a bunch of questions. Others can hop in here.
I
have a question about Cyst and the Hem. So now that you've done, first of all, I love this film. The special effects in this are fantastic. If you're watching and you haven't seen Cyst, I mean, look at that cover alone. Definitely check out this film. I'm a huge fan. And the Hem was just awesome too. So my question is, now that you've done a found footage style versus a scripted cinematic format film, what is your preference for format? And what would you say was the most difficult? I guess the most rewarding of each.
I mean, this one was it was a much smaller crew and a shorter timeline. So I think I'm more proud of this movie because of the amount of work it was, and I feel like I can see every single person on the crew's work that they did. And you guys aren't going to see that, but I can see like every little thing that day that person said, do this instead of that, or put this on the wall, or instead of the ghost going this way, make it go this way. Like that's the kind of stuff where we had our cast and crew screening 2 days ago, and like everybody was just like so happy, and just to see everybody take ownership of the film, that's what I want to make. That's the kind of movies I want to make. The Cyst experience was definitely a lot different. It was, we were going to go shoot in Texas, and then the location pulled out. Then we were going to go shoot in Oklahoma, and then a Matt Damon movie or some big ass movie came in and took all the crew. Then we had to go to Baltimore.
Not cool. Not cool, Matt Damon.
I was like, holy shit, Baltimore, this is crazy. And every morning you wake up, there's gunshots everywhere. And it was like, what am I doing here? And the movie's great. The experience is great. But to be able to work in a location that's 10 minutes away from your house is definitely what I want to do. So my answer to that is it's kind of the whole experience for me. I'm proud of everything I've done. But this one feels right, and it's the direction I want to go, which is do a grounded film, make it better every time, get it out there, and go on to the next one. And that's the plan. We're not going to take 2-3 years to make a movie now. We're going to make 1, 2, 3 films a year, and everybody's going to get better, and the films are going to be higher quality every time. And we might change a little bit. The next one might be more straight narrative. But we might go back and do a prequel for the Him because that's in the plans. So,
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the Hem, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
thanks, Ian.
Very exciting. Yes.
Yeah, they should have left Matt Damon on Mars. They should have not saved Private Ryan. But, Tyler, I wanted to ask you about the scares because I know a movie that I've talked about a lot called As Above, So Below. They did this technique where
Every episode, a lot. Every episode.
every single
GC
one.
waits for moments to have you heard of As Above, So Below?
Have you seen it?
That's
Just show
one of the films that I definitely was watching really close for this film. That's the one that got me really excited, honestly, about found footage films. That one, I could not believe the story of the catacombs and all this stuff. It's insane.
Dude, you're just sweet talking me now. So in the watching that movie, like their technique was some of the scares, they didn't tell the actors that they were going to do that. It was authentic. Did you incorporate that in your film at all? Or what did they know?
Not by design, but George Hardy and Judd Lorman, the cops in the film, they end up going to the building, not to spoil the movie, but they're there and all that's real. These guys were pissed at me. They were not happy because we're walking around that building at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and they were like, you couldn't see anything. All I had was a flashlight. And there's one part where Judd he does bust his ass in the film.
Oh no.
And that's in the film, and it's awesome. But it's just stuff like that where it's like, hey, keep it real. Don't think about it. Throw the script out. Go with it. And that's what we did every day. And we were all scared to be in there. That building is creepy as shit.
Dude, those wedding dresses, are you kidding me? Like if that's it's insane to find a gold mine like that where everything is authentic and real and you don't have to do anything, and it's just there's a chance. I mean, you guys probably filmed the ghost and didn't even notice. You got a clip somewhere, man. I mean, who knows?
I was going to ask if the wedding dresses were like part of the script before. Was it part of the location? Then you answered that right away. To have that there, like the story starts to write itself, basically. Mm-hmm. How did you move into the story based on the location? Was it just like, hey, I have all these pieces and this is how it fits?
Yeah, I mean, it was like I really wish I had this, and then it would appear, and then hey, I wish there was some old crazy creepy photos, and they're like, oh hey, do you want to come see these old creepy photos? Yeah. Can I use them? Yeah, use whatever you want. Hey, do you like the office had that preacher sign in the film? I was like, can I pull that down? They're like, yeah, that's real. I was like, okay, let me move it up there. So yeah, it's a lot of that. We moved a lot. We did build a lot of stuff. Obviously, there's no real wedding dress thing that I don't want to say out loud. But yeah, we built a lot, but we used a lot of the things that were in the building. And that's like the approach that I'm going to take moving forward and making movies is, I mean, make it real, make it feel good. Like, don't change it. Don't try to make something that's not, I mean, we don't have $1 million to do a movie, so we're going to make the best we can. And we're going to try all the way, and we're going to make some crazy effects with no money and have some crazy costumes with no money. And that's what we want to do. So, yeah.
I love that.
Right on. We do have a question in the chat from a friend of the average, my buddy Rook, here's Violet Rook, asking, What inspires the scares that go into your films? Have you always been drawn to horror, or is there some key event that brought you into the chilling world of blood and guts and fear?
I mean, ghosts are scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. Like, I did an outdoor TV show during COVID, and there were a lot of times where it was like, you know, me by myself in the middle of nowhere filming across, in some other state that I'm not familiar with. I was like Montana or Kansas or something, and I don't care about hunting at all. I don't ever want to do it again. But yeah, there were times where I was like, something crazy could happen and I would just be so screwed. And I think it's like stuff like that. Just like I wrote down a lot of stories when I was out there just sitting around doing nothing, because that's what you do all day basically, is you just sit there with the camera and then you press record and you turn it off. So yeah, I definitely think there were a lot of moments like that. But also, man, watching movies. I mean, I hate when there's like a POV shot and they're turning and I'm just like, God, I don't want to see what it is. I don't want to see going to a haunted house and walking around. And it's just stuff like that. Like before the movie, I went with George to a haunted house, which was a lot of fun. And there was a closet where you would walk into it, and it was a narrow closet, and it got more narrow and more narrow and more narrow. And then there would be people like grabbing you from the other side of the clothes in the haunted house. I was like, that would be creepy in a movie. It's just stuff like that where you look at this space and you're like, something's going to happen here. Like, I wish we had more scares in our film, personally. And I think that's what I'll take away from this is like, I was scared to do too much. And now that I watched it, I'm like, yeah, we probably could have done like a bunch more and it would have been fine.
All right. We got time for one more. Somebody have one more question for him?
There's one in the chat.
I was going to echo that one if no one did.
Go for it.
So the question in the chat, has anything scary ever taken place at a location or while you're scouting a location? And that was kind of, I was going to piggyback that on my own question of, this place looked like it was haunted. Did you experience anything there? All of this stuff was there. Mm-hmm. Was there anything bizarre going on while filming?
Yeah, like I said, every time I would open the door and I was like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be inspired, I would close that door so fast. I mean, just like, if you can imagine that dark hallway and it's just like real quiet, or you hear something, because they had like possums in there and they had, rats and stuff running around. And then sometimes there's like homeless people walking around outside. And yeah. So there was all kinds of stuff going on. I was like, I sure would hate to find some crazy homeless guy in here. And
yeah,
I would probably pee myself. Yeah, but one of the guys that worked there, he was telling me all kinds of stories. He was like, yeah, I'll just sit in the office and then I'll hear some preacher preaching. I was like, Jesus. I was like, I'd hear an old radio. I'd hear kids running around. Yeah, everybody had stories. Everybody that works there has said it's haunted. Everybody's, don't go there alone. Except for Jonathan, who's going there tomorrow, and nobody's going to be there. And we're going to lock him in, and we're going to make another found footage film.
Hey.
It'll be a live stream. Have a live stream.
There you go.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Trapped influencer. Oh no. Oh.
All right. Well, Tyler, I think that wraps it up. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting us see The Hem.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't ask you guys. What do you guys think?
I thought it was a good movie.
Were you scared?
I'm not a big found footage horror guy, as Tim knows. Like, we did an episode about the Blair Witch Project, and I hated that movie.
He's gonna get crucified for this.
But I've been watching some other stuff lately. I even guest hosted with Aaron for an episode about Tahoe Joe 3 villain.
That was awesome.
And I actually enjoyed that after watching all three of those films, and so that kind of helped ease me into being able to enjoy your film, The Hem, a lot more. And I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
dude, the bone sticking out like out of the leg.
Yeah,
that was gnarly, man. When I saw that, I was like, "What the hell?"
Not
Like, what
good.
the hell, Tyler?
It's not going to be doing gymnastics anytime soon.
Dude, no, it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I was very captivated by the history.
Yes.
It really sucked me in, because again, like we were talking about that other movie, it's like the history aspect, like, damn, like that's so cool, like this is real. And then you telling us like, yeah, this place addresses were real and all that. It just makes it so much more fascinating. I love the creativity with the cameras and with the little DJIs. I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if he used those throughout the recording, or if they were just kind of, used by the actors as like, oh, they're filming a documentary. So that was very interesting. But dude, you did an awesome job, man.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching it. I appreciate it.
And who knew getting lost in a sea of wedding dresses, no spoilers, could be so scary. I will leave it at that.
That smells
It's not
so
like
bad.
the Friends episode. That makes it even more terrifying.
Thank you guys for this. I appreciate it. And
Yeah.
pleasure to meet you, and I'll be following along.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Do you want to tell people when it is officially going to be ready? Do you know?
Yeah, it'll be on this month, and I'll give a heads up if you follow Howdy Films Instagram. We'll have it all there, and then also just the hymn. If you keep looking for it, it'll be on basically everything but Netflix. So yeah, it'll be out this month. Give me 2 weeks, guys. Give me 2 weeks. That's sucker out there.
All right, we can do that. That's still plenty of time for Halloween. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for letting us see your movie.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you.
See you tomorrow. On to the next one.
Yep.